back to another episode of Detail and Crew, proudly sponsored by FK Performance. So, in today's video, we're going to go back to basics, washing your car. These products here in front of me is what I use for washing my car. It's been a couple of weeks since I've actually had the chance to wash the car, so we're going to give it a nice clean now today and get it looking nice. We're not going to go into too much details with products to try and maintain the car, but I'm going to give it a wash. I'm going to clean the wheels, clean the exhaust tips, and then we're going to do a bit of powder seal on it then as well to produce a bit of hydrofoam. So, the products we're using today. Simple pressure washer, pick them up for dirt cheap. What I normally do is mix a bit of water, mix a bit of Polar Blast or whatever shampoo you use have for your car, mix in that, give it a good shake, build the pressure up and spray it on the car to dry. What that does is that kind of agitates all the bugs and dirt and grime that's on your car and it helps easier for lifting off. Then we're going to go out with the power washer, clean it all off. Then we're going to actually pour some Polar Blast into the bucket mixed with water. Normally you'd use maybe a snow foam gun or something like this, a snow foam cannon. I don't have one of those, so I just use what I can. So we're going to put that into the Meguiar's bucket, fill it with water, put in the suction for the pressure washer into the bucket, and that kind of produces a good enough snow foam anyways. Cover the car. Best thing to use now as well for actually cleaning your car are these. Pick them up in Halfords. Now this one's a little bit dirty, but the best thing about them is the machine washable. So you just throw, once you're finished with them all, once you've gotten a bit too dirty, you can throw them all into the washing machine, give them a good clean. What I do is I just use the car wash on them afterwards, give them a good little bit of a clean, get all the dirt and grime over them. One thing with these is that I prefer using these than I do with sponges, because with sponges, they tend to, a detailer now told me this, so I kind of went away from sponges straight away and bought more of these. With the sponges, the dirt and grime and little bits of stones now get stuck inside the sponge and you can actually end up scratching the car. So when I heard about that, then I got away from it straight away. So I picked these up from Halfords. I have a few of them. This side is very handy for getting all the bugs and grime off the front of your car. Let's say the windscreen on the front of the bumpers and just on the bonnet and all. And this side then as well is actually really nice, really good for cleaning the side of the car. So I have two of them, I put one in each hand. Always start from the top, work down. That way you're not shifting any of the dirt from the bottom of the car and throwing it back on the top of the car. So you'll see me using them. Now, we've done some wheel cleaner videos and mostly the tire cleaner videos. But I have to say, out of all the products that I love using on my car, this has to be the best. It's quick and easy. It's not that expensive either. It's a Turtle Wax wheel cleaner. Every time I go and buy one of these, I end up buying 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 of them at a time. Because they're always handy to have, good for cleaning the car. Before I start washing the car whatsoever, I put this on the wheels. That gives it an extra couple of minutes to kind of agitate it and to get and lift up any of the carbon build up from the discs, any dirt that's on your wheels. They'll come up lovely with it as well, as you'll see in this upcoming video. Plus, if it doesn't agitate by using the power washer, I just have a simple brush just for the wheels. It's soft bristle as well, so it's not going to do any damage or scratch the wheels or anything like that too. It's always good to have. Now, one of the tips and tricks that I found, which you believe it or not, is this. It looks like a toilet brush. It's not. It has a connection on the end to go into my drill. I use this solely for my exhaust tips. My exhaust tips are 3.5 inches to 4 inches, and this fits perfectly up in the exhaust tip and brings out all the soot and carbon build-up and all the dirt that's in the exhaust and brings it up nice and shiny. So I put that into the drill, like so, easiest way of explaining it. Put some of the cleaner on it, get it all nice, get it wet, get it covered in soap, and have at it. Easy as that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do something to kind of go with the Autoglym Polar range. This here now is Polar Seal. That's why I have a second book. So with the Polar Seal, get 2, maybe 3 capfuls, pour it into the water. Then we're going to use a snow foam lance if you have one of them, or in my eyes I use my power washer. Get the power washer suction, put it in there, suck it up and put it all over the car. What that does is it creates a hydrofoil on the car, which stops any kind of water from sitting on your car, and it actually gives it a nice shine, and believe it or not, it actually gives it a nice protection. So I use that every now and again. I wouldn't use it every time I wash the car, because all the small little bits, that all the contamination that you haven't gotten off your car is still going to be stuck on the car. So I only use that every now and again if I want to give it a quick wash and just want the water to rinse off it. So we're going to use that now today. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then afterwards, then when the polar seal is on, I'm going to use a squidgy, easiest way of calling it. You can pick these up anywhere, pick them up in Halfords, you can pick them up in Home Savers, any kind of shops whatsoever. My advice, if you're getting one of these, get one with the plastic on both sides. Now, I always make sure I run my finger along it to make sure there's no kind of scratch or no kind of dirt or anything kind of broken or whatsoever. Don't get one with the metal on the back of it, because if you miss the rubber against your car and use a metal, you're going to scratch the paint. You want to kind of avoid that if possible. I change these every kind of couple of weeks. They're a couple quid, €3-4 maybe, depends where you go and get them. So that's the product we're going to use today. Let's get in. So just a basic quick walk around now with the car. As you can see, you probably can't see it in the video, it is filthy. Look, it's covered in bugs and grime and dirt. I've had recent tires on the car, so I haven't been able to wash the car now recently. So like there's fingerprints, there's all sorts of dirt and corrosion. You can see all down the side of the car, then it's all filthy dirty. I want to get rid of all this now in the car. As you can see now here, look at the exhaust tips. You'll see the difference now with the exhaust tips once I actually get the drill at them with the brush head on it. They're going to come up lovely. Now they don't stay very clean for very long because big dirty diesel, you know yourself, but we'll get them nice and shiny for a couple of days at least. Just from the fingerprints on the booting off and closing it, just needs a good wash. So that's what we're going to spend now the next while doing now, is get this car nice and clean for the next couple of days at least. Yeah, again, this is why I say pick up these. I know they're cheap, but I was just pressurizing this so I could spray it on the car, and look what happens. Yeah, thank God I have a spare. I have a few more in there too, but that's why I like to kind of pick up a few of these at a time. Plus they're only cheap. No point spending so much money on one if you're just going to break it like I just did anyway. That goes in the bin anyway, and at least we have spares. Now onto the wheels. So like I said in the start of the video, spray this on. Oh, brand new bottle, job. Spray this on to your wheels just before you kind of go out with the power washer, so it gives it that extra little bit of time to agitate it. So I do this for every single wheel, get it all done, cover it all, and you'll actually see the results then in no time. Right, so I've applied the wheel cleaner, letting that set in now. Now I'm going to apply this stuff. As you can see, I've changed it because you're on burst, god damn it. But we're going to apply this now, agitate any of the dirt on it, and then when I apply the power washer, that'll really start to lift it off the car real quick. So I pumped it up, and as you can see, it's just a mixture of Suji. Well, I just call it Suji, but it's a mixture of car shampoo, so whatever you really have yourself, it's just to really get into the car, cover the whole car, and plus, once you get the power washer on it, then it really starts to agitate and get all that grime and dirt off just in the first power wash before you apply the sponges all together. Now comes the fun part, doing the exhaust. So I have my drill with the bit, same bottle again with the pressure washer. Small bit into the exhaust. So one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to heat up the plastic bristles, because too much friction now will cause them to burn and it'll really stick to the inside of the exhaust and it'll be hard to get off. So what I normally do is rotate it nice and slow and spray a bit on then too, just to make sure it's fucking wet and has stuff on it. So let's see what you think. Already you can see a difference. Now you can spend a bit longer after these, but I know they're going to get filthy dirty soon, and I have no car show in the next week or two, so just going to give them a nice little clean. Oh yeah, look at that. Before, after. Right, let's get the other one done and let's get this car power washed. Right, so that's the car washed. So I just did it kind of in one whole video. Applied the snow foam to it. Used the sponges then that I showed in the start of the video. Gave the car a good clean, like I said, from top to bottom. I normally start with the windows first. So get just the side windows and get the windscreen all done. And then you can work on for the rest of the car. The wheels came up lovely, just because of that Turtle Wax wheel cleaner. You can stand by it and say it's brilliant stuff. Look how clean the wheels came up. Now, I could have went into more details by taking the wheels off and actually giving them a proper clean, but I don't have time for that unfortunately this week. So now is my favourite part, the polar seal. So the car, as you can see now, the car is still wet. I'm going to start up the power washer again, throw on the polar seal, and then we're going to use a squeegee then and squeegee the car dry. You'll see the difference now as I start applying the polar seal. You'll see it all starting to run off, just like it kind of is now already. All the beads are starting to form on the car, but it'll really set the car off now as well. And it's handy as well, especially in this change in weather, that the rain's coming in now, so I'll be able to drive along with no wipers on for the start of it, because it just runs off the car. As you can see there, once you use the wipers now, the beads don't really form anymore, but let's get it back up and going anyway. So we're going to show a quick video now on polar sealing it, drying it off, and that'll be it then for today's video. Right, so that's the polar seal applied. As you can see, the water is just running off the car. I don't know if you'll be able to see that there now with the camera. Look at the beads. That's what you want to see. So again, this video was just a quick video on how to just give your car a nice little clean. What I'm wanting to do is for my next video, I'm wanting to get it ready for the winter season. So that means getting rid of all the tar and giving the car a full clay bar now and getting it ready then for winter. Getting it fully sealed then, waxed and sealed and polished up and get her nice and clean then so she'll be able to get through the winter months. But look at that. So anything now I have to do now is dry off the car. But again, this is just like one of my daily kind of washes on the car. I wouldn't say really daily, but this is just like a normal kind of wash that I do for the car. As you can see now, she's come up nicely. She's a good car. But yeah, like I said, next video now, hopefully with this car anyway, it's going to be a full clay bar. So I noticed a good bit of tar, kind of little blobs of tar on the car, and I want to kind of get rid of that and get her ready then for the winter months. So I'm just going to dry off the car here now, and that'll be it. So again, just want to say thanks for watching today's video. If you've seen something that you like or you thought that you might think is useful, please leave a comment. Also as well, if you have any other ideas or suggestions that you might think that I'd like to do, and other products as well that you think will be useful or that you thought was found useful for you, please let me know in the comments and we'll try to get a video done of that. But for now, signing off, I'll see you in the next one.